All right, welcome to another edition of City Girl Live. We're excited to be here today. We have Channing with us today. He's a common guest here, so great to have you back here on the customer success team, and have helped a lot of customers. Today we're doing a segment where we talk about a business, and we talk about if we were starting that business, what marketing initiatives we would do right from the get-go to help help that process just turn into a marketing machine. And today's topic is a gun range.
Yeah, gun ranges.
Gun ranges are fun. We actually have a lot of gun ranges that come that use our software. But with that being said, gun ranges are a little bit different. They're not an ice cream shop. They're not a donut shop.
Right.
What's unique about a gun range?
Well, there's several things that are really unique about gun ranges. First off, you have waivers. I mean, that's a big difference between an ice cream shop and a gun range, or any type of like food or clothes, because gun ranges have like regulations where they have to collect so much information and people have to agree to certain terms and those kind of things. So waivers are huge. That's a big aspect. Another aspect that's quite different from a lot of different industries. I mean, it shares with some, but the fact that there's members and non-members. Because a lot of gun ranges do have they do push for memberships because there's lots of benefits that members get, but also the business gets, and so that's another big difference is members and non-members.
Yeah, those are two huge ones, and a lot of times I think sometimes businesses go, oh, I have to get everyone to sign a waiver, or if they try to upsell people to get a membership, they're not just coming in and purchasing. Well, to the marketing lens, we think of that as an opportunity. Whenever you have a waiver involved, that's, like you mentioned, that's a lot of data. So one of the first things I would say is I'm going to try to figure out a way to scrap doing paper waivers, unless I want to manually input the data later, and I want to transfer everything into. No, you didn't. Exactly. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how to digitize that, and then see what questions I can add to that waiver. That might be optional. We don't want to force everyone to answer it, but it can help my marketing efforts tremendously. So, what are some of those questions outside of the general waiver things that you would ask?
Sure. Well, I think one thing, just to make clear, is honestly switch to digital waivers. I mean, I think the first point that we want to make is switch to digital waivers for so many reasons. One of them, being you can recall them easily. You can find them easily. Storage is much cheaper and much safer by using a digital. Also makes it so that they're searchable. You can actually use the data that's put onto the waiver. When you have a paper waiver, that information that someone puts on there, if you don't copy it somewhere, either by hand or manually put it into a computer, that data is worthless. It's just sitting there, and often gets ruined or lost. It's just a wasted piece of time. It's wasted time for you, them, money, anyways. But so switch to digital. That's the first key, because once people are filling out information, you can get birthdays, you can get addresses, and focus on zip codes. I mean, you can even use that to target, geographic areas. You can get, there's a whole slew of things. Some people collect genders, some people collect, experience. Different things like that. Like you can put these things on a waiver, and if it's in a digital format and you're actually using a system that allows you to kind of extrapolate some of this information, you can actually understand your customer just based on some of the information that they've given you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then to add to that, after finding all that demographic information that you normally don't get from any other type of business, you then need to incentivize people to sign up for notifications or for text messages or emails, making that a smooth part of the process. There's a lot of strategies that are completely, doing it the proper way, following the laws, but incentivizing people and letting them know the data that we're going to send you. We're not going to send you a lot of information, not a lot of text or emails, but it's going to be valuable. You need to sign up, asking it in a certain way. Now you've triggered a lot of, now you have that communication channel open with them, which wouldn't have happened without that.
Yeah, exactly. And one other thing too is first off, I also want to say that this kind of, anyone can switch to this kind of marketing. If you're a current gun range, or you're setting one up, this is all you can start this at any time. Some people find it Some people are, a little bit technological adverse, but if you really own it, people will like it. Not only that, but it's how you and your employees present just kind of the whole process. For instance, if you're setting up as a digital way for people to do this, and then you also encourage them to sign up for messaging for you to be able to reach out, and your attitude, your employee's attitude is, this is great, this is awesome, this is how we can give you the best experience with us. Mm-hmm. And one of the other things that I always encourage everyone that I help, I kind of do a lot of the setup for most of the accounts, is I encourage employers to let their employees know some of the potential offers or events that are going to be kind of put out there in messages. Like, for instance, someone asks, well, why would I sign up for this? To an employee, an employee, if they have like, oh, well, sometimes we do something like, come in and bring a friend for free,
Mm-hmm.
guest kind of a thing for free. People be like, oh, okay, but if employees are positive about it, as well as have a good reason, actually have offers, it's not just some thing in the air like, oh, there's cool offers out there, but you actually give examples. People are motivated to do it.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree. And so generally what you're saying is not just gun ranges, any type of business should create a process where people are checking in if they can. Gun ranges have it a little easier because they have that waiver. Mm-hmm. But the other thing to add is it's not just the first time they check in. A lot of softwares out there, you can create a check-in experience, so every time they need to come in, quickly put their phone number in, and that system might be able to validate whether or not they need to re-sign the waiver. A lot of times you have to do it once a year. Maybe they have to accept gun range rules for that time. I would try to get them to quickly check in every time. That will gives you valuable information as far as how often your members are coming in, who's coming in, and then you can automate a lot of messages. So that's going to help us jump right into automated messages. It's a little bit different here. You don't, with all the data we've collected, you have a lot more power at your disposal to target different ways. One of the things that seems like you'd need to target differently by is members versus non-members. But take me through, if you're setting up your marketing campaign, your automated messages, tell me some of the ones that you would set up.
Yeah, absolutely. So for your members, something that's going to be very powerful for you is to set up some review messages. Okay. Some automated messages. So after so many visits, they get a review message. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, after their second visit, you could have a message that gets sent out that says, hey, check it, look on, hey, please rate us on Google, kind of a thing. And they have an option there, or an option to even give you feedback. Hey, how are we doing, kind of a thing, and they can be able to tell you and give you insight that you may not have been able to hear from any other source. And you can set up some multiple ones too. So you have them hit Google on the first time, and then a couple of visits later you send another message and you have them hit like Yelp or another Facebook. I mean, whatever kind of platform that you're trying to get
a review or a net promoter score, just to get a general feel of how your business is doing. But yeah, those type of campaigns for members make a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. And you can set those up as well for people that are non-members. So if they come in a non-member comes in 3 times, you can also get reviews from them as well. But that's a real critical one, because your members are probably some of your biggest advocates, because obviously they keep coming back and they've bought into it, for a period of time. So that's a big one for automated messages. Automated messages for like non-members that you can like set up is if they haven't been in a certain amount of time, because your members are a little bit motivated to keep coming back because they've bought into it. They said, hey, I'm going to be in so many times because this is worth it for me, so I'll prepay. Mm-hmm. But your non-members, you can do things like if they haven't been in for a certain amount of time, like let's say 30 days. Let's say someone who came in and shot and they haven't been in for 30 days, a message could be sent out to them to encourage them to come back. Usually those messages do have some type of offer involved, just an incentive. And then if they don't come in still, you can set up another follow-up automated message. So if someone hasn't been in 4 months, then there's an incentive there with that's a little bit more enticing to get them to come back. And honestly, what happens is if you can, with those automated messages, if you can get non-members to really start feeling and coming in more often, that will convert non-members to members.
Yep.
And so really, you have so many options to you that Don't just be like, oh, the non-members, they come in, kind of a thing, and then I have my members, and they're just kind of like these separate entities. But in reality, your non-members become your members, and so
push them towards a
try to
membership.
get them to come often.
Yeah, so that's you hit some great points with automated messages, setting up differently for non-members versus members. Another strategy I would have is members still want to have those touch bases with members.
Yeah, absolutely.
Automated might be a little bit trickier because you want them coming in all the time.
Right.
And so one thing outside of reviews is setting up not just automated messages, but doing messages on a monthly basis to attract those members in. A lot of places like this, like a gun range, I would probably try to do some sort of fun event once a month or once a quarter, and make sure that I send out a message to all the members to let them know about that event, get more buy-in for membership, make it feel more worth it for them. But a lot of power once you get that opt-in, and you can get a lot of opt-ins if you do it the right way.
Right.
But yeah, that's a quick run through of a gun range. Did you have anything more to add?
No, just gun ranges have the unique situation where they get so much data and knowledge about their customers, and just use it. Understand that. Track your customers. Let them make sure they check in every time on some type of POS or a marketing software like ours. But have them check in every single time. That way you can have these automated messages set up, and you can get an ecosystem going for people that come in. And that way you're getting exposure to them in so many different aspects, and they feel not compelled, but they feel like they want to come back.
Absolutely.
And so not only will your non-members hopefully convert into members, but your members continually buy into what you're doing.
Yeah, and the last thing I was just thinking about is all the stuff that we just initiated isn't too expensive. It helps out, and compared to just doing paper waivers and not keeping track of any of it, it can make the world of a difference for your business. But yeah, thanks for helping out with today's segment, and we will catch you guys.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you being here with us. Don't forget to check out our other videos and like and subscribe to our Facebook channel so that you can see what we're up to. We'd love to get more information out there to you. Also, we've got podcasts available on iTunes, so check them out. We hope to see you there.